Listen to me carefully right now, because what follows holds my truth, hidden for years, buried under silence, carved into wounds, never fully healed. Tonight I confess, heart without armor, voice without filters, soul without curtains. This is raw, this is real, this is mine, and only mine. I kept quiet too many nights, too many moments, too many storms. But now listen, really listen close, because this confession might break you, or heal you, or echo something you never admitted inside my ribs. Something keeps trembling, something keeps screaming, something keeps begging. I tried running from my truth, from my past, from my heartbeat, but running breaks. More than staying, silence hurts deeper than honesty ever. So hear me, hear my pulse, hear my fear, hear my courage. I am confessing, not for pity, not for applause, not for validation. I confess because my chest hurts, my throat burns, my soul shakes. I confess because I survived storms, I swallowed fire, I hid scars, and still here, still standing broken, still fighting quietly, still breathing truth. Let me begin with the moment everything collapsed inward, everything twisted violently. The moment when I realized loneliness is not silence, but screaming internally. The moment when I understood pain can be invisible, yet unbearably heavy. The moment when I stopped pretending, stopped faking normal, stopped smiling falsely. I remember nights full of shadows, full of echoes, full of memories. I remember mornings without sunlight inside, without hope rising, without breath steady. I remember promises I made myself, stay strong anyway, hold on anyway. But promises crack under heavy truths, under quiet fears, under internal wars. So here goes, my first confession, completely unfiltered honesty, completely vulnerable truth. I was drowning while appearing fine, smiling externally daily, crumbling internally nightly. I kept functioning, but not living, kept breathing mechanically, not feeling anything, and nobody knew. Nobody noticed really. Nobody sensed cracks behind stable expressions. I blamed myself for being fragile, for feeling deeply, for caring excessively. I hated weakness inside my bones, inside my thoughts, inside my heartbeat, until one day I simply broke. Clean, sharp break, right through everything. And breaking taught more than surviving, more than pretending, more than silence. Breaking whispered truths, pain never taught, silence never revealed, people never noticed. Breaking taught me I needed honesty, I needed release, I needed confession. So tonight here, I finally speak, without trembling shame, without fearful hesitation. I confess longing for real connection, for genuine presence, for human warmth. I confess missing my old self before life hardened all my softness. I confess hating how much hurt still lives inside, quietly but deeply. I confess blaming my own heart for trusting wrong, for loving recklessly. I confess wanting a reset button, a clean slate, a reborn soul. But most painfully, I confess this, I felt unworthy of being loved, unworthy of comfort, unworthy of rest, unworthy of gentleness, unworthy of healing. That belief poisoned every single moment, every fragile attempt, every hopeful thought. It echoed constantly inside my head, inside my chest, inside my silence. But slowly, painfully, I earned something. Life keeps whispering soft, brave truths. I learned scars are not failures, not shameful weaknesses, not broken evidence. I learned vulnerability is quiet strength, is human truth, is emotional courage. I learned healing is never linear, never perfect timing, never magically sudden. Healing is slow, messy, unpredictable, exhausting, yet deeply transformative, deeply necessary always. So here, finally, you hear me, even if trembling, even if uncertain. I want hope back inside me, back around me, back breathing life. I want trust, like soft sunlight, quietly returning daily, gently warming wounds. I want peace, not temporary numbness, but genuine calm, real internal alignment. I want forgiveness for my mistakes, for my doubts, for my collapses. I want freedom from old memories, from heavy guilt, from buried grief. And most importantly, I want love, not perfect love, but human love, love that understands, love that listens, love that stays, love that heals. Tonight, my confession is not weakness, but opening doors inside my soul. Let these words carry my truth, hold my pain, witness my heart. I am learning day by day, breath by breath, step by step, learning softness again, learning courage again, learning trust again, learning life again. This confession becomes my turning point, my gentle surrender, my brave rebirth. So stay here, stay with me, hear these truths, feel these echoes, because maybe you have similar wounds, similar fears hidden, similar truths buried. Maybe these lines mirror your heart, mirror your silence, mirror your struggle. Listen to me carefully once more, because this truth will hit deeper. What I'm revealing, Rig HT here now, is heavier than anything before confessed. So brace yourself, hold your breath, steady your heart, still your thoughts, because this moment might change everything, might break illusions. Listen to me carefully once again, because this truth will shake you. What I'm about to finally reveal is something heavier than previous confessions. This isn't noise, isn't simple emotion, isn't casual pain, isn't ordinary heartbreak. This is something I never touched, never dared explain, never fully accepted. So breathe slowly, hold yourself steady, prepare your heart for raw honesty, because part 3 is not gentle, not soft-spoken, not easily forgotten. It begins here with a moment. I realized something terribly terrifying inside. I wasn't living, not truly anyway, not deeply anyway, not consciously anymore. I was surviving on broken pieces, on silent wounds, on buried memories and survival drains. Every last drop, every faint hope, every quiet strength. I reached a point where silence turned into pressure, turned into suffocation. I woke daily with heavy breathing, with trembling thoughts, with hollow feelings. Nobody noticed anything. Nobody asked anything. Nobody sensed anything. Nobody cared enough. But I did. I felt everything. Every quiet collapse. Every invisible fracture inside my chest. Something was dying. Something was fading. Something was drowning. And still I told myself continue. Told myself endure. Told myself smile. But truth is, I wasn't okay. Not remotely okay. Not anywhere close. I was breaking every passing moment, every silent night, every hidden memory. But here's something you must hear, because I don't matters more than pain. Even breaking repeatedly teaches you resilience, teaches you truth, teaches you strength. And my truth arrived brutally slow, arrived painfully real, arrived undeniably true. I realized something most people ignore, most hearts hide, most souls fear. Healing demands honesty about your darkness, about your wounds, about your suffering. Healing demands confrontation with your truth, your old pain, your unspoken stories. And this story, this confession today, is the deepest I've ever revealed. I lost myself in expectations repeatedly, in emotional exhaustion, in internal wars. I lost direction, lost inner clarity, lost personal identity, lost emotional balance. I became someone who kept shrinking, kept disappearing quietly, kept silencing feelings. And one night, it finally happened. The collapse came, hard and unexpected. I remember sitting alone in darkness, with shaking hands and trembling breath. I felt nothing and everything simultaneously. Pain and numbness, fear and emptiness. That moment broke whatever remained inside, whatever stayed hidden, whatever stayed buried. I whispered softly, "Who am I? Where am I? What happened here?" But echo answered, "Only my silence, only my heartbeat, only my loneliness." I realized then I wasn't living my own story, my own truth. I was living for expectations only, for people only, for survival only. And losing self feels worse than losing anyone else, losing anything else. Because without self, you are hollow, you are drifting, you are disconnected. But listen carefully, because this matters. This moment changed everything for me. I decided then, with trembling sea, outrage, and broken strength, to rebuild myself, piece by piece, truth by truth, breath by breath, moment by moment. I stopped hiding, stopped pretending permanently, stopped fearing vulnerability, stopped burying emotions. I allowed pain to speak finally, to breathe freely, to come forward. And pain revealed a forgotten truth, a hidden memory, a buried wound. I abandoned myself long before anyone, long before heartbreak, long before loss. I abandoned dreams, abandoned joy, abandoned softness, abandoned hope. And worst part, I didn't notice. Not until collapse, not until silence. But now listen, because this part is the turning of my soul. I made peace with broken parts, with painful memories, with emotional wounds. I forgave myself for collapsing often, for hiding truth, for hurting inside. I promised myself to never abandon my own soul, my own feelings. And since then, my heart breathes a little easier, a little lighter. I am learning to return home to my truth, to myself, learning slowly, but beautifully, deeply, but courageously, honestly, but intentionally always. And here's something for you too, because you matter, because you feel. Never forget this. You deserve presence. You deserve care. You deserve love. You deserve gentleness. From yourself first, from your soul, from your journey, and even broken. You are worthy. You are powerful. You are beautiful. Your pain teaches. Your scars speak. Your silence reveals. Your strength grows. Healing isn't linear, isn't quick ever, isn't perfect ever, isn't predictable ever, but healing happens through tiny courage, through honest truth, through daily softness. You rise slowly. Rise.